Ooh, what's up guys, Chris here, or MightyFurtado, bringing you yet another product review, and today we're going to be reviewing the Razer Blackwidow mechanical gaming keyboard. Now, I actually purchased this product about a week ago, and I have to say this is a major upgrade from the last keyboard that I had, which was the Razer Lycosa keyboard, and that was, I believe, that is the first Razer product I've ever owned. Now, comparing both of them, the Razer Lycosa is a regular keyboard. The Razer Blackwidow is a mechanical keyboard, and some of you might be wondering what the difference is. Now, I'll show you in a couple minutes. So let's actually take a look at the box itself. Obviously, you can see here, this is the Razer Blackwidow, the gaming or mechanical gaming keyboard, the mechanical key architect, and I'm actually reading from the side here, so I don't know if you guys want to take a look. I'm trying to focus it in for you guys, hopefully. There you go. Fully programmable keys. 5 additional gaming keys. Now, the 5 additional gaming keys are actually your macro keys, so it's a really cool thing that they added. So let's actually take a look here. Mechanical key architecture. Actually explains what obviously the mechanical keys are, and you guys probably might not be able to read that. I'm not too sure. I can probably focus in a bit more. You guys might be able to read it in like 720p or something. Tactical tap feedback when what the fuck does that say? Actuated. Optimize occurrence force of 50 grams. Reduced actuation distance of 2 millimeters. Rapid key snapback after keystroke execution. Lifespan of up to 50 million keystrokes. Wow, that's amazing. Full mechanical keys with SOG actuation force. I don't know what the fuck actuation force is. Sounds just like something I don't understand. 5 additional gaming keys, which obviously are your macro keys right there. So this is the keyboard itself. 10 customizable software profiles, easy access media keys. Obviously, I'll show you guys in a couple seconds what that is. The fully programmable keys, the 5 additional keys, which are your macro keys here. Mechanical key architect, gaming optimized key matrix. So obviously in English, you got everything here. Fully mechanical keys, 100 hertz, upper ultra pooling, and all that other stuff down here. And that's about it. So some of you might be wondering what the actual keyboard looks like, and we're actually gonna show you guys. I'm actually gonna show you guys right here. This is the Razer Blackwidow keyboard. I'm actually going to focus it in for you guys. And some of you might be wondering what the difference between a regular keyboard and a mechanical keyboard. If you guys do have a regular keyboard, you'll know in a couple seconds what the sound difference is. Now, for those of you at home who don't have a mechanical keyboard and want to know the difference, I'm actually going to show you guys. So I'm going to start typing randomly. Now, for those of you who have a keyboard, start typing, and you'll obviously know the difference if you don't have a mechanical and between a normal keyboard. So obviously the main difference that you first see or hear is obviously the sound. Now, there's actually a really cool thing. When I actually purchased the Razer Blackwidow keyboard, I actually didn't know this, but you do have an advantage. Well, I believe, or the person who actually sold me this keyboard said that you do kind of have an advantage towards people who have a normal keyboard, because when you press, let's say I'm pressing the Q key, I'm pressing it, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm pressing it, I'm not even pressing it all the way, I still have to go down a little bit more. I press it and I have to go down a little bit more. You can see, I'm going to try to focus in on that so you guys can actually see what I'm actually talking about. So I'm going to have to focus here. Just give me a sec here while I focus. I'm going to press the Q, and it's not all the way. I just pressed it, and now I'm going down. It's all the way. You can see the difference. Now, that's actually really cool. The person who actually told me this is that there is, I guess you could say, kind of an advantage between owning a mechanical keyboard and a normal keyboard, because once you hear that click, it's already activated. So let's say I'm playing a game such as League of Legends, and I'm playing as Rise, who is obviously I don't want to fuck it up because I know the League of Legends fanboys are going to attack me. He's an ability power, or AB ability power or ability something. It doesn't really matter. So let's say I'm using his main skill, which obviously is the lightning bolt. You got your lightning bolt skill here, and then you have your stun skill here, which actually stuns the opponent for a couple seconds and they can't move. So let's say I'm obviously gaming and I want to use the stun first. I don't have to press the key all the way down. Once I press it, once you hear that noise, it's already activated. And then I want to stun him with that electricity bolt. I press it. So let's say if there was a Razer going up against me and he didn't use a mechanical keyboard, and let's say we press at the same time, I would obviously get the advantage because I don't have to press all the way down. On the other hand, the other person who's actually playing, let's say if he is playing a character as Rise, he might not have the advantage because he doesn't have a mechanical keyboard. Because once I press it, he might be quicker, but you know, there is a kind of like, I guess you can say 50% chance or 50-50 chance on who gets to obviously get it first. So that's what the guy who sold this to me actually told me about the mechanical keyboard. I didn't know about that, which is really cool. That he told me. So let's obviously check the keyboard. You have your regular keys, and up here you have your audio mute, or your your audio mute, audio decrease, audio increase, your play and pause, your stop, your backwards or your rewind, your forwards, and then over here I'm actually going to show you guys. I'm going to zoom in and show you guys what the F11 key does. Now, the F11 key is gaming mode. Some of you might be wondering what gaming mode is, and for those of you who don't or who already know what gaming mode is, then this should be no problem. What gaming mode does is all you have to do is hold FN and press F11. Over here, you'll see a green kind of circle with the letter G in it, and you have enabled gaming mode or gamer mode. And what this does, let's say if you're playing Counter-Strike and you're into that game, you're playing like a pro match, or you're playing like I guess you can say type of a scrimmage, and you're playing against a really tough team, and you mistakenly press the, I'm gonna zoom in out for you guys, and you mistakenly press the Windows key. Once you press it, it doesn't affect it. With the gamer mode on, once you press the Windows key, nothing happens. Once you have it off, obviously when you press the Windows key, you'll go into the Windows desktop. Now for me, this is a really cool feature. Now I didn't even know that you could do this in keyboards. But for me, who's somebody that doesn't really play competitively, or doesn't really play competitive games, this is something that kind of confuses me, or not confuses me, but tricks me sometimes. Because sometimes I might have it on, and let's say if I'm playing a League of Legends match and I have to go back to the desktop to change the music or whatever, or I have to change the movie or the TV show that I'm watching, I forget sometimes that I have gamer mode or gaming mode enabled, which it is a really cool thing, but then for me it does kind of get, it doesn't really process through my head until I look at actually the green button that shows me that gaming mode is enabled. Another thing here that you can actually really do, that the person who actually sold me this keyboard said, you can actually set up, obviously you got your macro keys here, but you can actually set up a, I guess you could say like a gaming profile, for example. So all you have to do is, I think it's like recording profile. Obviously you do this with the Razer program, obviously when you install the drivers for the keyboard. All you have to do is whatever key you want to use. Let's say you're playing World of Warcraft and you're doing a raid and you're playing with Little Jimmy. Alright, so all you gotta do is hold M and you press any key to start recording. And let's say I have to tell Little Jimmy to go in this location in 5 minutes. So I type in Little Jimmy, go in this location every 5 minutes. So once I'm done, I hold M and I press Q again. Now I can either assign that to Q or I can assign it to any key on the keyboard. And once I do that, I press Q, or I think I'm not too sure if you have to Alt Q or if you press Q, it will enable that in the chat or whatever you have to do. So let's say, like for example, like I said, if you have to tell somebody to go to a certain place and you don't want to keep typing out the whole thing again, you can press that key and it'll automatically type it for you, and then it will, you obviously just press enter to send it, and then it will do that, which is a really cool feature. There's not really much else I can say about the Razer Blackwidow keyboard, other than it is a bit heavy. It's more heavier than the Razer Lycosa that I had. The Razer Lycosa that I had was obviously a lot more lighter. Another difference that I had was actually there are no backlit keys, which kind of does suck. There is the Razer Blackwidow keyboard that does have the backlit keys, and there's also the Razer Blackwidow Battlefield 3 edition, which does have the backlit keys, but they're all orange. The difference between that is when I paid for this was $70, and the Battlefield 3 edition was, I believe, 120, and then the other edition was like 120 as well. And I'm thinking to myself, is that really the only feature that's missing? Is that there are no backlit keys, which kind of does suck. But I'm trying to understand why they charge an extra $30 or $40 just for the lights on the keyboard, which does kind of suck. But other than that, if you're looking for a new keyboard, and let's say you've never owned a Razer keyboard in your life and you want to try something new, and if you've always been using the same keyboard, the same old keyboard like a Razer Lycosa, like it's a normal keyboard, and you want to try a mechanical keyboard, I highly suggest you check out the Razer Blackwidow, because I believe this is probably one of the best keyboards I have ever owned in my entire life. There is no going back. From once you turn Razer, there's no going back. You'll get your money's worth for this keyboard. Obviously you got your macro keys, so if you are a MMO player, World of Warcraft player, these are obviously good for you. And if you obviously have the Razer Naga, which is the not the World of Warcraft, but the Razer mouse that is kind of dedicated towards MMO games. So if you are looking for a new keyboard, I highly suggest you check out a mechanical. If you don't want to get a Razer keyboard, you can obviously for sure 100% get a mechanical keyboard, because once you go mechanical, there is no turning back. I believe these are way better. In my opinion, these are way better than an original keyboard, for example, such as a Razer Lycosa. But if you do want to spend that extra $30 to get a backlit or backlights for your keys, it doesn't really make much of a difference, except all your keys are lit up. But anyways guys, this is Chris or MightyFurtado. I hope you enjoyed the review, or I hope you enjoyed my review of the Razer Blackwidow keyboard. I'll see you guys for next time for my next review. Anyways guys, this is Chris or MightyFurtado. See you later. Peace out.